What's up, my peeps? Hopefully, you're all doing good. I'm ready to do some paranormal videos this month. I'm pretty excited to do them, actually. I love paranormal stuff. I know some of the people that, fall for the prison content, aren't too crazy about them, but I know a lot of you are because a lot of you have been asking for paranormal stories. And just real quick, yeah, my last two videos both got demonetized, but I kind of knew that was going to happen because of the content, because of what they were about. But like I've said before, like I try to keep it 100% real, and I don't hold back. It's just that's the reality of that environment, of that prison environment. When you work in a place like that, that's just the reality of some of the things that you're going to come across, or be accused of. But I guess YouTube doesn't understand that, or just doesn't care for that. They don't care for that level of realism, I guess. But anyway, so this week I'll be doing one paranormal story, and then the second story is going to be a prison story. Um, so this first paranormal story that I'm gonna tell, it's something that happened to me like maybe like 2002 or 2003. Um, yeah, because my son he was like pretty small. He had just been like he was maybe like about 6 months old, and so actually at this time, like myself and his mom, we were split up, and so I was living by myself in my apartment, and she was staying at her mom's for a while. So like one of my favorite things to do was at night was to listen to Coast with Art Bell. I'm sure some of you've heard of it. Like it used to be a super popular radio show on AM 520, I think it was. And Art Bell, like a lot of people have heard that name. He's like pretty famous. He used to have people call in and like talk about like all kinds of stuff, like from paranormal to like UFOs and conspiracy theories and stuff. And so this particular night, he had a priest that was coming on. I think it might have been Father Malachi Martin. Um, and I guess he's like just done like hundreds and hundreds of exorcisms, and so obviously he's like an expert on the subject. And so there was actually a warning um, before the program started that night, and it just basically warned like that they were going to be playing like real live audio of like people that were possessed. And so like whether you're a believer or not, like when it play audio stuff like that, like it sounds crazy and it sounds horrible. And if you are a believer, then you understand that those things supposedly, like when they play audio like that, can invite the attention of those evil spirits or demons. So of course, my curiosity went out, like I've talked about before. Like I used to have a real just deep curiosity about paranormal, and I still do. But I used to have a real deep curiosity about like demons, like fallen angels, basically. Like I used to read a lot about them, watch a lot of videos, and I think I'm pretty knowledgeable. Like I wouldn't consider myself like a demonologist or nothing like that, but I think I have like a pretty deep knowledge, like pretty, just really good knowledge of that subject. So anyway, so like I started listening to the program, and it was super interesting, just listening to all the priest stories, and and I was listening to some of the recordings, some of the tapes that he was playing, and So I usually would listen to the program till it completed because I think it was like 2 hours long, and then it would repeat itself, right? But I guess I was sleepier than what I thought, so I ended up falling asleep, um, like maybe through the middle of the show, which obviously is probably not the greatest idea, falling asleep listening to something like that, And so like before anybody says it, yeah, I know some people are gonna say, well, maybe you were just dreaming, or maybe it was sleep paralysis, and those are all possibilities. I understand that, but it seemed so real, and just the way it felt, and then something that happened like right after I snapped out of it, or woke up, if you want to believe that I was sleeping. I'll get into that too. So what ended up happening was I fell asleep, and then I woke up because I felt like an evil alien presence. That's how I would describe it. Like just the like most horrible, like just feeling ever. And when I opened my eyes, there was a freaking like a black swirling mist around, like above my bed, just floating. And like, I mean, it kind of looked like a storm cloud in a way, but there was no lightning. But it just kind of looked like a swirling mist or a dark storm cloud, and it was just floating like over me, like over my bed. And my immediate reaction was like, "What the fuck is that?" And but I couldn't really move. I mean, I don't really remember if I tried to move, but I think I couldn't move, and I couldn't speak. And I just remember I was looking at it, and but my immediate reaction was just to like, in my mind I was like shouting, like I started shouting prayers, right? And like, I've probably talked about it in the past. I was raised Catholic, and I still consider myself Catholic, but I haven't been to church in like many many years, but like I've told people before, like I still got it in here, and in here. So like I said, in my mind I started shouting prayers, and like it was weird because I didn't even have to think about it. It just like came to me like that. Like it was just the first thing that came to my mind. And the thing, I'll share with you guys what I shouted in my mind. Exactly what I said was, "In the name of God and Saint Michael the Archangel, I command you to leave me." And the reason I said that is probably because of my Catholic upbringing. And if you have any knowledge of the Bible, then you know that Michael the Archangel was supposedly the one that defeated Satan, the dragon, when Satan took form of a dragon, defeated him, and cast him down to hell, right? With the rest of his host, um, the rest of the fallen angels. So when I did that, when I shouted those prayers in my mind, the mist just kind of started to like fade away, like just kind of disappear, And then I remember like I was able to move, and I sat up, and so like the reason it was so real to me, and why I believe that something like appeared to me or like paid me a visit, is because there was no like kind of like waking up, like where it was like, oh man, like that was a crazy dream or whatever. It was like instantly after that thing disappeared, I sat up, and like I just remember I was just kind of sitting there, and I kind of had like a weird feeling, kind of like goosebumps, or something like just all over, like just kind of like I was just kind of like tripping out, like looking around, like just kind of like like what the fuck just happened, basically, And so as I'm sitting there on my bed, I mean, this happened maybe like a couple of seconds after I sat up. Like no joke, no shit. One of the glasses on my the dish rack in the kitchen, it just like exploded, like just went like into a bunch of pieces. And I mean, I don't know if it was already cracked from maybe being in hot and cold too fast, or if it was just cracked from being dropped or something. But it was like the weirdest coincidence that right when I sat up, that glass just went and like shattered, like blew up, and it scared the fuck out of me. I mean, I fucking jumped so bad, and then I turned the light on, and I think I grabbed a baseball bat that I used to sleep with by my bed, and I ran in the kitchen, and I was just like tripping out, man, like just didn't know what to think, man. Like I just kept thinking that's too real right there. Like I know that wasn't a dream, or if it was just a dream, or sleep paralysis, then that's the weirdest fucking coincidence ever that would happen. Like right after my experience, right? So I kind of like throughout the years, I kind of had some similar experiences, and I kind of, in my opinion, like it all kind of comes back to that night, like where I've had other kind of like I've had other visitations, um, and like I've talked about in another video before, like this kind of went on for years, and and then it finally stopped, because my lady, my son's mom, she's a very spiritual person. I mean, so am I, but she's way more devout than I am, and she's just like prayed for me and prayed over me like so many times, and once again, like if you're not a believer now, and I'm not trying to preach to you or anything, just take it as entertainment value, like um, good or positive energy, or like like if you believe in like interdimensional beings, I mean that's all they are really. It's like because if there is a heaven or a hell, they're just other dimensions, one is like a super positive dimension, and the other one's a super negative, horrible dimension, so yeah, so like I'll talk about some of the other experiences like in another videos. I'm gonna kind of keep these videos kind of short for this week. I might try to do 3 videos, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Oh, real quick, I almost forgot before I finished the video. So I remember years later I was watching the show Supernatural. I mean, this is like a long time after like all these experiences, right, with the dark mist and everything. And I remember I was watching an episode of Supernatural, and it was like the first episode where they showed a demon like come out of somebody or go into somebody, and it turned into a black swirling mist. And I'm not lying, my fucking eyes like were like, I mean, I tripped the fuck out when I seen that black swirling mist. I was like, because I had never heard that on any programs before. Like I had never heard anybody talk about a black swirling mist like that, and so when they showed that on Supernatural, it just chilled me the fuck out, because it made me have a flashback to my own experience. And I was like, just some of the crazy shit that they show like in movies and shows is like, it's like so accurate if you're a believer of that, like it just makes you think. Like a lot of times when they make shows like that, there's people involved with shows that just I think have real knowledge, or just they put real effort into like making it like super realistic, so that just really freaked me out because of the similarity. Like it just, to me, it kind of like acknowledged to me that I really seen something, because the way they portrayed it on that show was exactly pretty much what I seen, floating over my bed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this experience. I'll do some more throughout this month. I'm gonna try to do quite a few paranormal stories for you guys. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I kind of get creeped out talking about this stuff, so I'll do a quick one of these. But that's it for this story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Your homie Big Cisco. Peace.